Melissa Matich with the Investing News Network. Here with me today is Eira Thomas, President and CEO of Kaminak Gold. Eira, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, gold prices have fallen quite dramatically in recent months. What does that mean for the coffee project?
You know what? The coffee project is actually fairly well insulated, and as we like to emphasize, it is a project that really works in the current gold price environment. And obviously the recent pullback in gold has been challenging for many companies. Because we're located in Canada, we've also seen our exchange rate go down. So by and large, we feel pretty comfortable that the assumptions we used in our PEA of 2014 are still relevant.
Okay, and despite a tough market, Kaminak's been keeping really busy. You've still put out some solid drill results since we spoke last January from your newer discoveries and with infill drilling as well. Can you give a few highlights?
Sure, it has been an incredibly busy year. We were really fortunate that on the heels of our first economic analysis that we put out in June of 2014, we were able to attract some strategic investors, Lucas Lundin, Ross Beatty, and Vanguard Investments out of London, and they're all now sitting at just under 10% each. And with those investments, we were able to move forward immediately into feasibility. So we initiated feasibility in the latter part of 2014, and now we're well on our way. In fact, we've just completed all the fieldwork associated with the feasibility study, and now we're going into the final stages of engineering and design with the expectation that we'll be putting out that feasibility study early in 2016.
Okay, and are you fully funded to complete the feasibility study?
We are fully funded to complete the feasibility study. We don't have a lot of cash in the treasury to go beyond, but that was our main aim of the last financing, was to make sure that we had the funds to complete that study, and the program is trending on budget and on schedule.
Okay, and what about the metallurgical results you put out in May? I know you're looking at different crush sizes, so what's important for investors to note there?
We are. I mean, it's really remarkable how size insensitive the coffee ores have really demonstrated to be, so that's very helpful. As the investors may recall, in our PEA, we wanted to be conservative, so we included 3 stages of crushing. The final mine plan is not likely to require that, so that will be helpful. And we will be, of course, communicating more on that as we get closer to releasing the study itself. So we are working to work out optimum sizing right now. We actually haven't settled on a final crush size, but we're pretty confident we won't need 3 stages of crushing.
That's good news.
It's great news, yeah.
So you obviously have quite a lot of industry experience. What do you think is the most difficult part about bringing a mine from exploration to development and into production?
So much of it is just about hitting the cycle at the right time, and as I've watched really good companies with great projects struggle in the current market environment because they need cash now, and we've been fortunate that the big fundraising to build this project is still a ways off. So our strategy has been to continue to de-risk the project, get it through the next stages of development. So beyond feasibility, we have about 24 months of permitting, and that means that our project ultimately will be shovel ready in the second quarter of 2018. That's our current aspiration. So that's given us a little bit of breathing room to think about that bigger financing coming down the path. But obviously, we're very hopeful that the market does turn and that the financing opportunities do increase.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned 2018 because I also wanted to ask about the permitting timeline. So
Sure.
I've gleaned kind of in the Yukon it can take longer than expected sometimes. Is that something that worries you for coffee?
It can. On the other hand, it's a very predictable and transparent regime. So I think our team has been looking hard at the track record of permitting mines in the Yukon and looking specifically at different projects that have been through the process in recent years. So I think we've gleaned a lot, we've learned a lot, and the Yukon is a small place. People are very willing to help, and so there's a lot of learnings there, and the government recognizes that coffee is a project that works and delivers margin. They need producing mines in their district, so they have certainly reached out to us and asked what they can do to facilitate. So I think we're in good shape. We think 24 months is a reasonable estimate based on the feedback we've got from regulators. and from discussing, with other proponents on their experiences. And we have a very strong team that has permitted many mines in northern Canada before, so we're feeling very confident about the skills that we bring to the table.
Okay, and on that note, just one final question. What else can investors look forward to as you move towards completing the feasibility study in early 2016?
Well, we always like to emphasize, and being a geologist, I do always tend to get focused on this, but it's really important to remember, particularly with coffee. While we've scoped our first mining opportunity, this is a brand new gold district. We've got numerous untested high tenor golden soil anomalies that we've yet to drill and explore. So we're looking forward to an opportunity to get back and to do some additional exploration. This is not the kind of market that is really paying for exploration, but we're well set up with a camp on site, and we think we can be very cost effective, and we can stretch those exploration dollars, and we've got lots of exciting targets to get out there and evaluate in the coming months and years.
Sounds exciting. Thank you for joining me, Eira.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm Teresa Matich with the Investing News Network.